Assalamualaikum. We are back again in the new episode of Crime Talk. My name is Cik Wan Novatin Akila, and today we will be revealing crime cases that have happened in the past few weeks. We have our 7 journalists to report the cases that happened in few states in Malaysia. So let's check it out.
Three youths, including a Form 5 student who illegally used Tun Dr. Lim Expressway as their illegal racing track, expected to be in charge in court today. Balik Pulau OCBD, Inspector Supramaniam said the 16-year-old student, a 18-year-old unemployed youth and a 20-year-old condominium maintenance worker were picked up when they were racing along the expressway at 2:30 a.m. on January 26. My traffic, the youth were racing from the junction of Jalan Kampung Jawa to the intersection of Lebuh Raya Kampung Jawa. They are expected to be charged under Section 42 of the Road Transport Act 1987, which carries up to 5 years jail or maximum fine Rm 15,000. Open convictions. Inspector Supramaniam said the trio would be the first to be charged under his district for illegal racing this year. Inspector Supramaniam, so what do you think, Inspector?
So as for me, mud rempit is a social problem, and as for me, the policemen have to take further actions among them.
So that's all for today. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, and reporting from Shah Alam Selangor. I found out that there is a location by students that are smoking near their school area here. It is located in front of a forefront selling premises. They are seen either sharing one cigarette with each other. Some even fought for the one cigarette. They smoke proudly and without fear as soon as they get out of the school fence. What I have observed is that there is no one that reprimand the activity that has done by the school students. The question is, how are these students are easily buying the cigarettes while they are under 18? The students discovered that their pictures were recorded and started circulating during the observation. The group of students seemed that they are used to hanging out and smoking cigarettes as if there was nothing to worry about in the open area. As you can see, there are many negative effects that may happen to these kids because sometimes by smoking cigarettes, they can be trapped into drug effects. And parents should be concerned about what their kids did after school, or is this a common thing that usually happens to them?
Okay, recently I had a complaint from villagers saying that there are many suspicious activities that are going on in this building. So let's go.
The police raided the suspected room that told by the villagers around the Kampung Pisang. During the raid, it is believed that the suspected people had ran away from this store.
So today's raid is not successful. We will be continue tomorrow.
The inspector had a witness from a farmer saying that the cocaine making lab is around the deep forest when the farmer passed nearby their farm. Both of the cocaine making people are believed from the other country that have been smuggled to Malaysia. One of the illegal immigrants are being aggressive that making the inspector to beat him. Both of the illegal immigrants had been taken to the police station to be investigated. It is believed that the cocaine amount to 60,000 ringgit.
Jail. Sorry. Right.
Assalamualaikum, with me Isti Kamara binti Jamaluddin, reporting from Setapak KL about 41 foreign women who believed to have working as prostitute at a massage parlour near here in Setapak. According to Datuk K. Daud, Immigration General Director, the massage parlour look for customer via the WeChat application. They charge between 150 to 190 for B2B, which is body-to-body massage, and full sex service for 45 minutes. Datuk K believe each premise earn 10,000 ringgit daily from their activity, which is prostitution and sex service. 15 Vietnamese, 12 Thai nationals, 10 Indonesian, 3 from Myanmar and a Cambodian are the women who get caught. One of the Vietnamese women detained was the mummy of the syndicate. She was in charge of taking care of the woman's need, including accommodation, salary, and commission. More than 3,000 in cash was seized, believed to proceed from her clients. All of the premises offer sex service instead of massage service, which they advertise. Their clients include men from Bangladesh, China, and even Myanmar. The foreigners detained have been placed at the immigration depot in Bukit Jalil. Datuk K said that the government will take stern action against anyone who involved in this illegal activity. That's all from me, reporting from Setapak KL. Thank you.
Meanwhile, in Ipoh, 3 boys from a boarding school in Parit, Perak has been arrested for bullying and extorting money from their juniors. The Form 3 student were picked up following a complaint lodged by a 13-year-old victim. Perak Tengah District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Zainal Abdullah said 2 boys were taken to a hostel room where they were beaten up by a group of seniors at 1 a.m. on Monday.
Kicked in the heads, backs, and for several minutes before they were left in the room. And after a few minutes, the suspect returned and dragged victims on the floor before punching them in the abdomen. And then the victims were warned against to tell anyone about the incident. So the victims, the suspect that threatened to beat up the victims again if they did not leave the room.
Okay.
Within 5 minutes, he said, adding that the suspects had their face covered during the incident.
Initial investigation showed that the suspect could be unhappy about the student, as the victim had complained 3 weeks ago to the school that they were extorting money from the juniors. Superintendent Zainal said statement had been taken from 3 boys and they were released on a police bail on Wednesday, August 29.
Tarik, mana ada? Kau tipu. Sumpah lah tak ada. Dia tengok orang je.
The case is being investigated under Section 147 of the Penal Code for rioting.
In Kota Kinabalu, an 11-year-old girl has been raped by her own grandfather for over a year, but she never told anyone else because she did not know that what the grandfather did was wrong. However, in February, she just realized that she had been sexually abused following a sexual education class at her school. The girl eventually told her teacher following the lesson, and the teacher alerted the girl's mother, who later lodged a police report. Somehow, it resulted in the subsequent arrest of her 50-year-old grandfather, who was sentenced to 27 years in jail by the Sessions Court here on Thursday. Sabah Women's Action Resources Group President Jenny Abdullah has now renewed calls for sex education to be implemented in all schools in the state. Let's check out the interview with Jenny Abdullah.
So, what do you think about the rape incident that happened to the girl in Kota Kinabalu?
The incident was sad, but it proved that sex education matters, and the victim could even have a way to seek help.
Okay, so what are the actions taken related to sex education in schools?
We are now working towards having the state education department to expand sex education to all schools in Sabah. Every school must have someone that can handle and talk about this issue, so that the student, which is boy and even girls, can know how to protect themselves from sex predators.
Child grooming is considered taboo among Malaysians, and it is one of the actions that leads to child marriage, child sex trafficking, and child pornography. In this topic, we have found many cases in Malaysia, and one of them is one of the well-known is the 41-year-old man is marrying 11-year-old girl. So one of his tactics is he befriending with her parents and brainwash them so he can take care of her by marrying her. One of the tactics that the predator or the pedophiles gonna lurking the children is by using social media. So recently there's a lot of children are using Instagram, Facebook, WeChat, and the sexual predator lurking them use it by manipulate them they're gonna be trying to understand them very, very carefully, and they're like pretending to be understanding with them. So by that action, they are gonna manipulate and blackmail the children. So to overcome to this problem of child grooming, let's listen to them.
So as for my suggestion to cut down child grooming is parents need to be aware and read up the danger of grooming. The parents itself need to equip themselves with the knowledge of these issues. Next, the victims have to speak up to someone they trust, and that person needs to be a listener and give advice to the victim. Furthermore, the parents need to teach their child that people around us aren't always honest in the internet. Like, the people around them can lie about their age and gender and pretend to be at their age. So I think that's all about my suggestions.
So my suggestions to avoid child grooming are: firstly, the government needs to strengthen their laws to protect the children. Secondly, the parents or guardians must play their important roles to teach about the rights and the happiness towards children. And lastly, the NGO such as UNICEF is really important to voice out the rights of the safety of the children all around the world.
So that was a very useful suggestion from them. So that's all from me. I'm Maisara Zalika, and thank you for watching.